So back in 2004, when True North Church first started, we started meeting in homes, and then we started getting a little bit bigger with the few couples that were there, and we went over to Hammond Hills Elementary School. And from there, Steve said, we're trying to figure things out. We don't know what we're doing quite yet, so just don't invite anybody yet. We're like, okay, got it. First time we meet at Hammond Hills, we turn around, there's extra people there. We're like, but every week it turned out that more and more people started to come.
And I remember that very first Sunday when we had over 300 people, like we were just, beyond excited. Like I get teary thinking about it now.
I remember my first impression at True North Church. Sunday mornings, North Augusta High School, the smell of chocolate chip cookies.
Immediately, it hit every sense. And my kids, they grew up here, and they just thought that's what a church smelled like, was chocolate chip cookies.
And the Dixie cups full of goldfish.
The coolest thing to me is True North's coffee bar. I can come in, I can worship, I'm awake, I'm alert, I'm gonna receive the message better.
First time stepping on campus, from the volunteers to the staff, everybody was so welcoming, everybody had a giant smile on their face. Even though I didn't know a lot of the people, it felt like they wanted to get to know me, which is something that I love.
The baptism at the river. Steve comes flying up on his hovercraft.
We heard it, didn't quite see it yet, and then we looked up and all of a sudden here comes Steve Davis.
It's just like, what in the world? So unique and so different, and we were celebrating baptism.
And each one is special in its own way. Each one tells a story.
My oldest, when she was baptized, we actually did it at the river.
So many of my family and friends came out to support me, and it just meant a lot to be supported by all of them and also my church.
I can remember the early days of Element, and we had the longest banana split in the history of True North, I would say. And it was incredibly messy. It was actually in my parents' house, and the carpet got stains on it because of the banana split.
One of my favorite parts of Element Student Ministries at True North Church is the value of groups. It's just talking about life and how we can better one another as brothers in Christ.
I grew up doing theater. When I first started volunteering in True Kids, to learn that they had a place for that and that I could make an impact on children with that was really cool for me.
I love it, and I love the environment there, and just everybody that works in the True Kids building, everybody just has this passion to go all in on trying to help every single kid that walks through the door.
When we, as a whole church, we came to the new land from the high school, we were walking literally down Knob Cone.
And he came out in the bulldozer and he ran over a tree or two, and I was saying, I was like, he is the coolest pastor ever.
And all I was thinking was, don't die.
Everybody got their little golden shovels, and we all took a dig. My youngest daughter at the time, she was real little, and she was so disappointed in us because she literally thought we were going to start building the church that day, and we were all a bunch of sorry workers.
I can't even tell you how many years we've done the Journey team, but just the relationships that have come out of that, and the amount of people and the time invested in the people and the changes and lives changed.
Friendships that I have now that there's no way I would have had I not been plugged into these small groups.
A Place to Dream is a wonderful opportunity just to give back to the community. There's really nothing like seeing a child's face light up when they see their bed for the first time.
2015, it was my first ever mission trip. Anytime I get discouraged, whether it's in my faith or in just I feel like I'm kind of being monotonous in my journey spiritually, I think back on that moment. I think back on serving those people in Guatemala, and it's what kind of drives me to keep wanting to go back and wanting to serve others.
I remember Steve doing a marriage sermon back at the high school. We were able to take that and kind of feed it into our marriage and grow a ton from it. And I remember just wishing I had invited everybody I knew that was in a marriage, because I felt like it could have been helpful for everyone. It was so good.
I love the fact that our church is willing to do things, take risks, think outside the box, so that we can lead people into a passionate relationship with Jesus Christ. That's the whole mission of our church.
Face down, that's what we used to call night of worship. And there was prayer walks and crosses that you'd nail your hurts to, and you just never knew what you were gonna experience when you'd walk in the doors.
I love worshiping, one, because I get to express my love for God, and at the same time, it's like an exchange.
It's my heart, it's my passion. I absolutely love it.
My favorite worship song that we do currently is definitely Death Was Arrested, The Scandal of Grace, Who You Say I Am.
So Will I, This Is Real Love. It gets me going like this.
But they do a pretty awesome job doing the secular music too. Don Henley, they've covered Imagine Dragons.
Evanescence, Bring Me to Life.
Dream On. And Cliff came out And the first part of the song, anybody can do that. But when you get to the end and it's that epic part where he has to go up and hit those high notes, man, and he just went for it and nailed it, and it was perfect. And it was like probably one of the coolest musical things I've seen in a church environment. So.
Every time I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone, it went by like dust at dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody's got their dues in life to pay. I know nobody knows where it comes and where it goes. I know everybody's seen you got to lose before you know how to win. Half my life's in books, written pages, lived and learned from fools and from sages. You know it's true. All these things that come